Welcome to our meditation. Good to be here with you guys. I'm just going to take a minute to do my little adjustments here, which I'm having a little bit of a hard time with. Mark, if you're on. Nope. Okay, there we go. All right. So welcome to our Sunday meditation workshop. Today is going to be all about our energy bodies, our subtle energy, what it's like to connect with that, to open our imagination. And I've been meditating a little bit before leading the meditation, and I was given a very sweet visualization sort of journey to offer you guys as part of the practice, which I'm excited about. I'm going to just make sure that everybody knows that they can open their chat and send a message while we're sharing. And I always love questions. I'd love to hear about your experiences. And at first, we're going to talk about the 7 stages of meditation for today's practice. These 7 stages are just sort of an outline that I like to use to guide myself, really, as the one guiding the meditation, but also as a teaching method for you guys to walk away knowing you have these 7 mini practices that can be stretched out to be full meditations. There's a lot of flexibility. So let's look at the 7 for today, and that'll make it a little easier to talk about them. Okay. So you guys should see my slide there. So we're going to begin the way we often begin our meditation groups, and that's with grounding, centering, connecting with the moment. And we can do that in different ways. Today we'll work with Earth's energy and really allowing the moment to be. And I'm hoping to bring in language and ways to support all of us as a group to connect to each other and to connect individually to our own center and our own grounding cord and our connection with Earth. And then we will practice alternate nostril breathing, followed by a practice with the different sides of the body. And I was also guided before our session today on a way to work with that body breathing that I've never done before. I really played around with that. So when we're in that stage of the meditation, I'll go into more detail. But it's basically bringing our attention to one side of the body as we inhale and exhale, then to the center of our body, and then to the other side of the body so that the breath and our awareness, our attention follows these different orientations in the body. And you can play with that. There's a lot we can do with that practice. And I'd like to at some point do a longer meditation just with that, bringing that attention and focus to these sort of linear places in the body. And we're going to talk also more about the central channel today, the energy that runs from our like beneath our tailbone all the way up through the center of our body to the crown of our head. And that beautiful flow of energy there. And how when we're meditating at any point today, we can connect with that flow of energy. You might see it in a certain way or feel it. It might be that you're imagining it, and that's perfect. Imagination is the first step to really experiencing it as energy. So feel free to imagine it, to have it have a color. Often the way I imagine it is blue. Some people imagine it as gold or rainbow or white light. And just to trust your imagination. That's really the way we get into that experience of it the most. I'm not talking a lot about alternate nostril breathing because it's easier just to do it together. And I know many of you have practiced alternate nostril breathing with me. If you have a cold or in any way it's uncomfortable today, just don't do it. Instead, just breathe in the same formation, counting in and out without closing the nostrils. That's totally perfect. You don't have to do the closing of the two sides. But what the opening and closing does is it helps release any energy that's stuck on one side or the other side. But also just bringing your attention to the sides does that as well. So throughout today's meditation, we're going to be both clearing energy, releasing energy, becoming aware of our subtle spiritual energy, which has a certain quiet, loving signature, and being aware of our vitality, our life flow, and our healthy power. And we're going to bring attention to, oh, I'm skipping ahead to the chakras. Before we do the chakras, stage 4 is going to be inviting our guides and source as support. And our guides today, that's where I was given this sequence of being actually in a beautiful wooded area where there's a little house, and we'll each have our own woods and our own house in our imagination, and we'll open the door, and our experience of universal energy or a personal guide, an angel, will enter that space with us in that little house and fill that little house with a very beautiful, loving energy that supports us. Each of us individuals, we each have our own way of relating to that and feeling that. Today, when I did that practice, compassion Buddha came very strongly in with many arms, many hands, huge glowing heart of love, and shared that that should be the practice for today. So I'm honoring that intention. And then we're going to explore our chakras. I don't know exactly how that'll go. Honestly, that didn't show up in any particular way. So I'm going to see what shows up. And unwinding and refilling energy, talking with our body. That'll be a very active part of our meditation. At any point, though, whatever my guidance is, tune into your own system, what you need. Be with your breath, be with allowing whatever is coming up. Give yourself your own inner guidance, feel your higher self, feel your heart. Whatever you need in the moment is always the most important guidance. But together we create a circle of support for each other that I feel really amplifies our energy to be able to each of us go on our own individual journey a little bit more closely, a little bit more vibrantly. At least that's my experience of the live meditation experience with others. And in the end, our 7th stage of meditation today is going to be giving healing to the earth through our hands, imagining that we're holding the earth and giving love to the earth. And we'll, you know, that'll be different for each of us. Some will want to have their hands just forward like this. Some will want to imagine the earth small in between the hands. Some will want to put a hand on their heart and another on their belly as they give to the earth. They're also giving to themselves. So listen to your own instructions as you do this. Okay, any questions or thoughts before we begin? And I'm so sorry if there's any echo. I just saw that message. Mark, let me know if I need to make any adjustments, okay? I'm in a big room today, and there is a high ceiling, and I do have a nice mic, but I'm hoping that, are we finding? Okay, we're just adjusting the microphone here. Anything else? The mouse is heard by the microphone. Okay, I will not move the mouse because the microphone picks that up. Okay, I do need to move it for a moment though, so that I can see my 7 stages as we go. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's just begin by doing that grounding practice. You can close your eyes or leave them open, feeling the floor below your feet. If you're lying down, feeling the bed or the floor along your whole back body. So when we're sitting or standing, we ground through our feet and our seat. But when we're lying down on the floor or the bed, we want to ground through our whole back body. And let's just invite ourselves into our meditation today with a gentle sort of hello to self. Almost like if you're welcoming a friend you haven't seen for a long time and they've just gotten off the plane or the train, and you open your arms to them and you say, "It's so good to be here with you. Welcome." Give yourself that same welcome. And just breathing and allowing yourself to be just as you are. As you tune in to yourself, you might scan your body, notice your mind, and just take note of what the weather is like inside today. What's your internal weather report? And take a moment to notice yourself at the level of energy. What's it like to tune into what's my energy like right now? What words do you use to describe your energy? Is it gliding? Is it jumpy? Is it soft? Is it focused? Is it wide? Do images come about your energy today? Sounds, thoughts, just noticing. What's my energy like right now? And as we tune into ourselves this way, we're also using that welcoming, accepting quality, that inner kindness, being our own best friend, even if it's hard to be that. What's it like to extend to yourself a warm welcome? What's it like to give yourself permission right now to be just yourself, just exactly how you are this moment? And when you're ready, just imagine yourself connecting with Mother Earth. This might be through your feet or your back or your seat. Imagining a beautiful cord of light coming from you, going down, connecting with the light in the center of the earth. Your light and Earth's light finding each other, connecting, sharing. And just be with that in whatever way it feels for you. It might be you say words, it might be you sense it through the body, through your imagination. My light and the earth's light. Together, we glow very brightly, filling with that beautiful light, sharing the light. And letting yourself feel your feet Feel your seat. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, letting yourself imagine this exchange of energy with Earth, receiving and giving. And from this grounded, centered place, we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing. Feel free to open your eyes if you'd like to look at the way I use my hand to guide the breath. So first, we're just going to close the right nostril, and I'm going to talk you through one cycle. So closing the right side, breathing in left to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath and changing sides, exhaling right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding the breath and then inhaling on the right, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath and changing sides, exhaling left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding the breath, inhaling left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath, changing sides, exhaling right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding the breath, inhaling right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath as you close the right nostril and then exhaling left. Exhale as long and smooth as you can. Then holding the breath before you inhale on the left side. Holding the breath as you close the left nostril and exhale right. When you're ready, inhaling right. Holding the breath as you change sides. Exhaling left. Inhaling left. Holding the breath as you change sides and exhale right. Inhale right. Holding the breath as you change sides and exhale left. Inhaling left. Holding the breath and changing sides, and let's do 2 cycles on our own, going at your own pace. Give yourself time to pause and feel the stillness of the held breath. You might want to focus on your forehead as you hold the breath if that feels right. One more breath cycle. And when you're ready, dropping your hand to your lap and just feeling your natural self here for a moment. Breathing naturally. Noticing the space in your body as you breathe. And just imagining that beautiful flow like a river of light that goes from your sits bones all the way up your body, right in front of your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. And then it flows back down gently, a river of light. And just noticing this central channel of energy. And knowing that that's there, we're going to feel, think, be in the right side of the body as we inhale and exhale on the right side of the body. And then coming back to the center, inhaling and exhaling in the center of your body. Your focus is just very sweetly resting in the center. And then the left side, inhaling on the left side and exhaling on the left side. Then coming back to the center, inhaling in your own way and exhaling in your own way, focusing on the center of your body. Maybe your heart, maybe that river of light. And then go to your right side and take your time. You might want to take a few breaths now on the right. Feeling that whole right side of the body from the ear, down the jaw, the neck, the shoulder, all the way down as you breathe. And when you're ready, feeling the center of the body, resting there as you inhale and exhale. You might even feel a smile in your heart space, or a smile in your belly or your diaphragm. And when you're ready, going to the left side and taking your time, really feeling that left side, releasing anything that needs to be let go of as you exhale, bringing in beautiful light and energy as you inhale. And now as we return to the central channel, the middle of the body, let's inhale twice. So once you've inhaled once, inhale another time, a little more, and then long exhale, releasing, letting go, freeing energy. And let's do that one more time. Inhaling, then inhaling again, and then long exhale, maybe through the mouth. And see if there's anything that wants to be released now. Breathing normally, but maybe you shake out the hands, or you bounce a little, or you tap your chest. What feels right? Just letting anything go. You guys are doing great. So now that we've done all of that breath work, notice how you feel. Is there a different quality to the inner sensing of your body? Letting go of any controlled practice and just breathing in and breathing out and enjoying your breath. There's no number or way to do this, just really allowing that flow of the breath to be the way that is most nourishing to you today. And come with me on a little journey where we're going to imagine a beautiful wooded landscape. And maybe you're walking down a path in the woods, hearing the birds, smelling the lovely scents of the forest, feeling the sunshine coming through the trees. Maybe you hear the ground as you walk on it, or you hear the trees in the wind. And just taking your time, feeling into this experience of walking through the woods. And there in front of you is a beautiful little house, a cabin. It can be however you want it to be, this little house in the woods. Imagine it just right for you. And you can see the door that you open and you walk into the little house and you notice the windows, the floor, maybe there's a fireplace. And make the little house really beautiful, just the way you want it. Maybe there's furniture, colors. It's your perfect little house in the woods. And make the home ready for you to invite your guide, angels, ancestors, your higher self. And when you're ready, open the door and invite these helpers here now into the room with you, into the little house. Imagine them, use your imagination. Imagine how they greet you. Maybe there's one, maybe there's more than one. Feel their joy at being with you in this little house in the woods. And let yourself invite them to sit or stand by your side. Perhaps you hold hands or hug, or just feel each other's presence. And really using your imagination like a dream that you're making right now. Enjoying this moment with your guides, with your helpers, knowing that they love you so completely and that you are so held, so free, so giving and able to receive in their presence. And with their support, see what it's like to come back into your own body now with your breath. You might go on feeling that you're sitting or standing in the little house or lying down with the support of your guides, or maybe they've come with you into your space in ordinary reality right now where you're meditating. And just knowing that they surround you with this loving, helpful guidance, imagining their support like a beautiful bubble of light around you, filling your space, filling your heart, your mind, bringing in emotional helpers. What emotions help you right now? Just imagining those emotions and allowing them to be here right now, in you and around you. And in this spirit of this support, this kindness, this guidance, this energy, let's begin to explore our energy centers, starting with our heart. Placing a hand on your heart or two hands, just feeling into your heart space. And noticing your heart. And with total kindness, invite a color or a word, a feeling, a value into your heart. It could be kindness. It could be joy. There might be many words, many feelings. And as you breathe, letting your heart space fill with this intention. And anything that is needing to relax or release can just be exhaled as you're here in your heart space. Filling and releasing. It could be that you fill with light, with love, with joy, with peace. And you might imagine in the releasing with your exhale that your guides support you in letting go, relaxing, whatever is needing to be released. And from there, let's go down a little into our solar plexus area. You might want to put your hands there and breathe there. Again, filling with light, with a word or a feeling. Opening your senses to imagine, to know physically here what you need. Maybe it's healthy digestion. Maybe it's a beautiful landscape to fill with healthy power. Maybe it's a color or something you smell. And with your exhale, releasing, letting go, unwinding any energy there that's had its time with you and needs to just be set free. And noticing your back body as well as your front body. And inviting your guides to help you fill with healthy power, with love, with kindness, with beauty. And when you're ready, moving down into your belly, a few fingers width lower than your belly button. Breathing here and letting yourself imagine this space as its own universe. Inviting your guides and helpers to hold a sacred space for this universe of creativity, of power, of strength, of of what is really just so nurturing and sensual and beautiful and life-giving here in the lower belly. Just breathing and being, allowing it to fill and expand. Imagine it as a universe. And as you exhale, letting anything go, letting anything release that might be stuck or no longer needed by you. Let your guides support you in this healing. They can just easily come and remove anything that's needed to be recycled, and the universe will just recycle that like nothing, like just with that intention. You let it go, the universe recycles it, letting your body move or shake, allowing your emotions to be free, and going down to your lower chakra where your sits bones are, feeling into that space, breathing, inviting your guides and helpers to support you in filling with love, with light, with a nurturing quality, stability, certainty, safety. And let that safety, that certainty, that sense of home be really felt in your lower body, all the way down your legs, feeling into that connection with earth and releasing with your exhale, releasing by flicking your fingers if you wish, anything that's unneeded by you in this lower energy center. Allowing anything to just be taken by the guides, by the angels, released and recycled so that you can have new, fresh energy, giving yourself certainty, kindness, safety, that sense of home. And just breathing for a moment, feeling all of these lower chakras from the heart down, the lower body, all the way down into the feet. Giving yourself a moment of just collecting and resonating, integrating, sensing the flow of energy here in the body. And then we'll move up back to our heart, saying hello again to the heart and the back of the heart. And moving up into the throat, the collarbone area, feeling into your throat chakra, imagining a color, perhaps a flower. Imagining that throat chakra filled with a beautiful light, Perhaps there's a word or an emotion, a value that you bring to this throat chakra. It could be easy communication. It could be a sense of sharing, of speaking your truth. It could be listening, being heard, and just being with that quality now in the throat chakra, listening and being heard, speaking your truth, ease of communication, and just breathe with that. Allow that to fill you. Allow your guides and angels to help you release anything that's unwanted that might be creating any kind of block. You can use your hands to help move the energy, let it flow, let it release. Feel it releasing your jaw as well, and the back of your neck too, as you breathe. And then when you're ready, taking your time, letting the universe help you, recycling any energy and refilling this throat chakra with renewed, beautiful, loving energy and light. And when you feel ready, moving up into your face, into your forehead, feeling into your forehead, your third eye, your center for intuition and seeing, and bringing into this beautiful universe of intuition, of knowing, seeing, clarifying, predicting, being aware. What emotion or value or word comes to you? Invite your guides to help you in both healing, releasing, and replenishing this area. Take your time. Explore the front of the forehead, the center of the head, the back of the head, the ears. Let your head move, let energy flow. Let yourself twist your head a little side to side if it feels good. Inviting your guides and helpers to support you. Your breath is here to support you in this energy healing. And when you're ready, going into your crown chakra, you might want to put your hands at the top of your head, gently feeling the top of your head and imagining a beautiful flower at the top of your head that opens up to the sun. And being in this state of connection with the universe, connection with your higher self. Let that energy center feel wide open, strong, and connected with the universe, with source, with your highest intentions. Your guides are surrounding you, supporting you, and invite healing directly from source to come into your crown chakra, totally pure, total love and alignment. This energy that's completely divine and in sync can give you exactly what you need right now through your whole body. So inviting that flow of energy and that downpour of love and grace, of kindness, coming directly from the universe, allowing it to create its own pathway of love and light and joy and togetherness in your body. Just breathing and allowing, and we'll just sit in silence, being supported by our guides, supporting each other, and just allowing the moment. Nothing to do, just receiving. All thoughts are okay. All feelings are okay. All sensations are okay. And notice what it's like to invite this healing down lower into your body, through every cell of your body, into your hands and feet, your legs and arms, your shoulders, that central channel of energy through the middle of your body. Noticing how this central channel flows. Noticing how you imagine, how you sense, and giving yourself permission to be exactly as you are, whatever is occurring. What's it like to say, this is perfect? I am perfect right now. And in this state, imagine that the earth is just in front of you, maybe your space, and the earth is in front of you. And all that beautiful divine energy is coming through your hands so that you can give to the earth. Anything that's excess, give to the earth. Give the earth love. And as you give love through your hands, the universe, the divine source, fills you with more energy, and you can give to the earth and receive. Notice the way this works for you, this giving and this receiving. And we'll just do a couple minutes of this giving and receiving. Feeling that sense of loving flow, however you sense it. Giving yourself permission for exactly the way you feel it. If there's thoughts or words you'd like to offer the earth, offer these. If there's kindness, appreciation you wish to give to the earth or to give to yourself, this is a great time to give yourself as well as the earth this love, this presence. And when you're ready, letting your hands come to your heart. And again, breathing and receiving this love. Letting yourself know that you're allowed to be exactly you in this moment in time and in all moments in time. And just like you welcomed yourself in the beginning of meditation, welcome yourself right now as well. Welcome this energy that you are, this vibrance, this life, this loving quality, this clearness. And just breathe and welcome, knowing that you are grounded and supported. And thank your guides and helpers. Feel and be your higher self in this moment of gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, moving your fingers, taking your time to come back to your room. You know, sometimes I like to just hold my hands like this, just feeling both sides connecting. You might want to give yourself a hug or cross your ankles together or hold, like, I don't know what we call this, a twist with our hands and our elbows, just really integrating the two sides of ourself. Stretching, rolling the shoulders. Let's take a few moments to kind of go over those different stages of the meditation and take notes for ourselves, okay? I love it if you can write in the chat if you feel comfortable, but also it's okay to write in your own journal. So, what images, what ways do you ground your energy that maybe you did in the beginning of the meditation? Um, I believe that I brought in a lot of imagery about earth and light and this grounding cord of light connecting with earth light, just noticing how that affects you, how that practice is for you. There was also time in the beginning to really welcome yourself into the practice, to be kind to yourself. I think I used the image of like when we see a friend we haven't seen for a long time and they're getting off a train or a plane and we're excited and we're welcoming them into our space, into visiting with us. Is that easy to do with yourself or is that challenging? So just noticing. It's a lovely practice, just that, just the welcoming yourself and grounding to do at any time of the day, but especially if you find yourself self-criticizing or just feeling down or just, I don't know. I always assume people are like me. There are plenty of moments in my day where I'm like, why am I in a bad mood? why why am I not resonating at the level I know I can, And that's the moment not to reject ourselves, but to welcome ourselves, to ground our energy, to feel our presence, right? So if we can catch ourselves in even a minor little rejection, what's it like to say welcome in that moment? And imagine that friend coming off the plane, but you are your own friend. Okay, so that was the first stage. And that could be really its own perfect meditation on its own. Any questions about that? Any questions about grounding energy? Why we do that? I can speak a little to the why. Um, many people who come to energy meditations or who have a interest in meditation or mysticism or who are helpers in the world, they are often up here. They're usually often the energy lives kind of in the heart and higher. It's easy to connect with kind of space in terms of the elements. It's easier to connect sometimes with air and space and water and this upper part of the self. Maybe it's thoughts. So because so many of us lean in this direction, we start with the grounding to be embodied, to be present, to be more solid, actually, because if we're well grounded energetically, it's actually easier to receive from the universe. And it's easier to rebuild our lower energy centers that in our culture can have a tendency to go out of whack. This is why there's so many of us who get after like age 45 back problems or uncertainty or a feeling of not being safe. There's plenty of people in the world who, for very good reason, don't feel safe. And there's also a lot of people who really are safe who don't feel safe, maybe from trauma, maybe because there's so much uncertainty. But when we do this grounding, we bring in more safety into our body. And from that place, we're not in a hypervigilance. We're not in a flee mode, in a fight mode. We're in a present, secure, regulated nervous system. So this is why we begin with the grounding. And it's very important. So some of you are meditation guides, some of you are coaches, some of you are parents, teachers, all kinds of helpers here together in this community. And I think teaching others to ground their energy is so important. It can be done in just a few minutes. It can be done using the imagination, using the breath, using the body by feeling the earth. You can do practices like earthing, where you cover your feet in dirt or sand, or just walking around outside on grass. All of that helps us ground our energy. Okay, anyone have a thought or a share on that? Great to see you, Shireen. Good to see everybody. I haven't seen Shireen here for a while, so good to see you, Michelle and Stacy and Connie. I don't see you, but I did before, and now I see the beautiful mountains, maybe of Colorado there. And Lavalian, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but it's good to have you here. Marbecca and Vicky, you guys are at the top of my screen. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I've missed you too. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'll go on talking. Any questions about grounding? Share them in the chat. Any images you use, whatever it is. Tom in near Seattle in Washington State had a beautiful languaging once for the connecting with Earth, which was a co-mingling of energy with Earth's energy. And I just love that, co-mingling. So we can take what we like from any meditation that we hear and share that. So always all my words are for you guys to use whenever you want. And I love it when you share your words with me. I think it was Stacy, a student, once said to me, I don't like this like roots or grounding cord. I don't like that, but I like a stem. I like to think of a stem. And I was like, perfect, it's great to get this information. Okay, so then we go to alternate nostril breathing. What are we doing there? We are creating balance. That practice is really helpful for balancing the lunar and solar energy in the body, the sun and the moon, the hot and the cold. A little personal note, I've been having some changes in thyroid medicine and getting hot flashes, and I'm getting a connection right now that I should be doing a lot more alternate nostril breathing, because it can really help if we get cold flashes or hot flashes, whether it's menopause or fever or something else going on. Really helpful for our physical body to clear the two sides through the alternate nostril breathing. It brings us into greater balance, and it also helps release anything at the energy level that's stuck in the sun or in the moon sides of ourself. During the day, we naturally will go into more of one side or the other, and we will breathe through our left or our right side. So at noon, it's usually the right side, like when the sun is the highest. The left is the moon, and that should be open when we go to sleep at night. So it's interesting just to notice in yourself, like, don't do it right now because you already practiced, but maybe tomorrow when you wake up, breathe and just check, am I breathing more in one side or the other? And then see if one feels a little congested, if you want to practice alternate nostril and open both up. When we do alternate nostril with the body, and I love this practice. This is my memory. My teacher doesn't remember teaching this. I remember going to meditation with one of my teachers, Lynn Fraser, who teaches a trauma-informed form of meditation and breathing and relaxation techniques. So I believe I learned this with her. I told her that and she didn't remember it. But who knows? Maybe it was in a dream. But when we bring just attention to one side of the body and then the other, and then into the center, and you can play with different patterns of that. I find without any manipulation of the nose, we're actually clearing and breathing more fully with all of our energy. And like before practice, I was playing around with that and I tried like breathing on my right, then like breathing in on my right, exhaling center, breathing in on my left. I tried all this stuff and I was like, no, what feels the best in my body, anyways, is taking a few breaths right, a few breaths center, a few breaths left, not going too fast, staying in one and then staying in another and then another. But I really believe in experimenting and seeing what feels right for you and just bringing your attention, your focus to your body in this way. Sometimes I feel like I'm on a seesaw. It also allows us to start to be sensitive to subtle energy. Whenever we focus in our awareness to just one thing, like our hand, for example, and we're just breathing, feeling our palm, for example, we're really fine tuning our ability to focus and to feel subtle energy. And when it's the whole side of the body and then the other side, I find that quite naturally people start to feel a flow of energy and have an easier time feeling their central channel. Has that been true for any of you guys? Anyone have a share or question about this? Please feel free to raise your hand or write in the chat. Okay. And then we have inviting guides and source as support. So today we did that journey where we walked through the woods. And as we walked through the woods, one of the things that I was guiding us to do was open our different sense channels. So sense of smelling, of seeing, of feeling, knowing the light coming through the trees, hearing the forest, bringing in the elements with the wind and the sun, the earth, there could have been a waterfall there. So it can be really helpful when guiding a meditation for yourself or for others to bring in an opening of those different sense channels. And then again, that safety piece. Being in that little house in the woods was like the grounding. It's creating safety, connection, certainty, and then opening the door to your guides to come in and have that connection in your own space. I think that's the reason for that practice. I was kind of shown that practice and now I'm trying to kind of understand it. And I think it was in our own little house, which you could say is ourself or our body, our little house. We can really deeply connect with our guides and really feel a filling of the whole space. And then from there, so now we're protected. We brought in protection. Notice that in that part of the journey, I said many times words like kindness. The guides just want the best for us. They're so loving. They really see our truth, our higher self. We want to bring in those protection, supportive language and feeling. So then when we explore our energy centers, which you could say you can't find your energy centers with any kind of technology. They're not going to be recorded that way. When they're always there, but when we develop the ability to know them and feel them, they are their own, I like the word universe, but their own thing, their own world. You can explore one for a long time. You can feel that energy center has certain qualities. You can remove things, you can add things, but it all begins with imagining them, using our imagination. And Zara, yay, I see your hand up. Hi. I'll go right to you now.
Hi, so nice. Do you hear me?
I do. Hi,
Oh,
both of
okay,
you. Great to have you here.
great. I came a little bit late. We got stuck in traffic, but I came just when the guy you call on the guy, so I missed the beginning. But yeah, I
Well,
called the guy, so I
you
have my
know how to
protection.
do all this. You know all this. Yeah.
And but this time it happened something when we go through all the chakras. It was all good. I was cleaning like they usually. And when we got up, actually by the third eye, I got this strong headache. Just
Uh-oh.
when we came,
Okay.
like it felt like that my head was going to explode. And
Oh,
I was like, okay, this was strange. I never felt this before. And it was like, so I was listening and doing like you said, and I felt like actually you were, oh yeah, it goes to the back, and it was expanding like this, like a band. And then when we get to the top, it just, when I get like goes to the crown, it just let go. It just disappeared.
yeah. Yeah.
And I was wondering, that's my question. I wonder, what was that?
Did you see any color when you felt it?
Um, yeah, but it was different. Usually I see strong purple
Uh-huh.
here, but now it was more sprinkle
Okay.
colors.
I don't know, but I'm wondering if you were having an energy opening.
Mm, okay.
That
Mm,
they're often expressed that way. There can be like a tension headache, like even like a tightness here. And I've known people who are amazing teachers and um, they're quite advanced in their practices, and they will describe a similar thing. Sometimes it'll stay on the crown for a while, like
yeah.
a
Afterwards, like the crown, I felt it like it was really connected. It
yes,
was like
I'm glad.
like grabbing like this.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
really strong, really long.
Yeah,
Kind
and our crown chakra, you can think of it like there is a it can get much bigger in a way, feel much bigger. Probably all the chakras can get really big. Sometimes we can feel it more in the crown for some reason.
mm, mm,
And a widening because it's like that like often people are like this, and then when they
mm.
open, it just becomes like a really big opening connection with the universe. And then,
Yeah.
I never instruct to close it, but
Mm,
by giving energy to the earth and
mm.
coming back into that giving, receiving mode, I find that the energy kind of finds its rightful place because we also don't want to be like, whoa, totally open, you know, when we have to go to the market or something, like we
Mm.
want to be able to regulate and come back to that central channel and like let the energy find its rightful place.
Yeah, that's it was actually my I was too open before. I even had my healers tell me like you're so open, it's such a strong connection. But oh, I've been working a lot with my centers because it was so unbalanced and I was very connected, but I was so unsafe. So it was unbalanced. But this here, this is new.
Yeah. Are
Like
you
I have
feeling okay right now?
yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
Okay.
like
Good.
great. It just like disappear after when I pass it from this part
Yeah.
to this part. It is like it was so strange. I don't know. Like it was a headache, like a
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
headache,
Yeah.
and it disappeared as fast as it came.
Right. Right. That's a sign that it was energy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
But
beautiful.
I got a little bit well, like I didn't know how.
Yeah.
But thank you. I'm going to do this
Absolutely. And when
one.
you do feel too open, really good to bring in the protectors and that bubble, those practices. Yeah.
Oh yes, and then I to cool down, and I was just like when I have that strong connection, I take advantage of it. So I actually stopped I didn't hear you so much in the part, and I just pull all that goodies in my
Good.
body, and
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
now that I have so much stress, it's so good. So it was so good. I'm so happy.
good. Good.
Like I
And
just okay.
you're reminding me also that for all of you who guide meditations to know, or if you're guiding yourself, after we've opened up to the universe that way, one of the instructions we can give is to go down into the hands, the feet, bringing the energy into the body so we don't
Yeah.
remain so open and expanded. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really important to me to learn that, and it's like one way. And then I usually sometimes I do like this, like I open the crown like a flower, and
Yeah.
then when I feel I do like this, but it's just in the end, not too close, and
Right.
then it's just to, or else I
Feel
feel like I'm
complete.
walking on clouds too
Right.
long.
That's beautiful. Yes, that's wonderful. Oh my
Mm.
gosh, so good to see
Thank
you
you.
guys. I'm so glad you're both here meditating and your beautiful cat too.
Yeah, yeah, like both here.
Oh, two of them. So
Yes.
cute. I love them. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
thank
See you
you.
soon, guys. And there's some more hands. Lavalian. Hi. I don't hear you yet. No, it's still muted.
Unmute.
There
Okay.
we go.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, my name is Laura. Thank you.
Laura, okay.
I wanted to share, pardon me. When you started going through chakras, usually, like for me, I either go from the bottom up or from the top bottom. So I find it really kind of different when you start from the heart and then going down and then from back to the heart and going up. So it's
Yeah,
kind of unusual for me, but it was kind of opening in a way, right? Because when I go down, then I feel all of this. And then also was useful for me personally to use the colors that are sometimes associated with all of this chakra. Like, for example, this feeling of the universe in your gut, like the orange color was kind of very vivid for me, and
good.
the red when you are at the root, and then going back to the top from the heart again was also like opening and more lighter in a way. So you kind of from the heart you go deeper into the colors,
Yeah.
and then from the heart up you're going kind of lighter and more vivid into the colors. So that was really great, so thank you
I'm
for
so
that.
glad. That was just an intuitive thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't planning that. I was planning to go from the down up and the up down, and then
Yes. It was kind of
yeah,
different, and
I got told no, start at the heart. So yeah.
all right, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. And also we can notice, so there are definitely colors that, are traditionally taught for the different energy centers. The reason I don't do it that way is that I find if you're doing a one-on-one healing with someone and you're trained in that method where you're using color, it's very powerful. And I think it's a beautiful thing. If you're not trained in that, I find it helpful to allow whatever colors or words, feelings will bring the individual healing in that moment, kind of trusting the intuition to
Mm-hmm.
bring that in. And then I language around
Yeah.
qualities of those energy centers,
Yeah.
like talking about the safety in the lower chakra, or talking about the connection in the heart, or the communication, or the power, and really don't worry about it too much. Even if you don't get it right, if you're guiding someone, these are just universal healthy qualities that they're bringing awareness to. So the only way I think that sometimes it can be unhealthy to guide someone through the energy centers is if there's not a grounded container, if there's not some kind of protection, and if at the end we sort of just leave them expanded and don't do something to the giving to the earth is a grounding closing practice. That's why we do it. But this is the reason to to understand these steps and to use them in a certain sequence. So when I train meditation teachers, that's one of the things that I'm really wanting to share and help people understand, is that there's these different practices that can be used, like dance steps, that will help someone learn and heal more effectively than if it was just random or just one thing. Like, we can actually create a little bit of energy burnout if we focus too much on just one chakra for too long. So we need to be careful with that. I've made mistakes in the past. About 15 years ago, I spent a day or 2 days only on my heart chakra, and it was not good for me. So just to be aware of that balance and telling the energy to find its rightful place is always really helpful. Okay, Lavana, hi.
Hi, Magali. Um, it was very interesting because I'm curious. Maybe you can help me with it. When we went to the head chakra, so I felt all my right very, very dark.
Okay.
All my eye area very, very dark. And you talk about sun and moon,
Mhm.
like energy. So I'm curious to know if there is any like something that you know about. Give me an idea, because it didn't go out. When we went to the head chakra, I requested a light, just healing and light. But I'm curious to know
Yeah, I
why
don't
is
know
it.
what it means in you, but I know that I enter a certain space in the ajna, or the forehead, or the inside the brain energy centers, that it is like a vast dark void of space, and it's very dark. And sometimes I get a little blue light that shows up there, or purple light, that I can focus on. Um, but I've asked teachers before, why am I in this dark space? And they say it's good. It's the, be happy that you're there. Think of it as like you've entered this spacious void. So just because it's dark doesn't mean it's in any way negative. It can be, if you feel like it's too dense or something, then you can bring your attention to your heart again, or to your crown. You can move your awareness anywhere in your body. You're never stuck.
I just was curious.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I've been told and I've experienced, is that it's a sort of dark space. That means you're very focused and connected. It's not a bad thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes we can be very surprised by what we see or visualize, like when Zara shared about kind of the tightness here. Like, I know some people, and I too have experienced like an intense, like fuchsia pink color in that area, that can feel a little bit like, wait, is my, am I having something go wrong with my brain right now? Like, can be so intense. And it's usually an opening, and it relaxes as that whatever needs to adjust or be freed happens. Okay, so I think we talked about all the stages. Is there any other share or question before we could move into some smaller groups to talk together, if that feels good? I would like to know, just for my information, could you share in the chat, if you were to practice this again, is there anything you would do differently, or you would want me to do differently? If you can share that in the chat. Would you want to spend longer in a certain part? Would you, any requests you have? I really value that information. any area where you'd like more information. And if you're on YouTube listening to this, share that in the chat also. Any part of those 7 stages where you'd like more guidance, more information, a different order, whatever it is, and I'll share the slide again so you're seeing it. And then after we write a bit, just for a minute here, I want to put you in here on Zoom into small rooms to meet a few other people. I think that personal sharing together is so helpful and so supportive. And maybe today we could does anyone have any suggestion about a theme for sharing? It could be, if you were to imagine a guide, who would you imagine? Who would you want your guide to be? That could be something we share about. Maybe you had a guide visit you, maybe you didn't, but if you could just imagine, who would you want them to be? Who would they be? Who would you meet in the woods? Invite into your little house. Staying longer in the unwinding and refilling energy. Great to know that, Red. Yeah. And so, you know, we did that in each of the energy centers. We could do longer of that at the end. I feel like maybe that would be the place to bring that in longer after the different energy centers. I felt that we were so connected with the divine at the end there, that I guess silently I was hoping that was happening for people. But maybe in the future I could bring more language to that after the crown chakra. And yeah, and if it's hard to ask for a guide, that's why it's cool to imagine, well, maybe I'd like a certain animal or a quality, like a value. I'd like a guide that teaches me about trust, or a guide that helps me open my intuition, you know. And maybe you don't want to share it with someone else, that's okay, but share it with yourself. What would you like a guide that help? How do you imagine them helping you? What would they help you with? I just got a vision of a guide that puts their finger on my back heart and opens it just by putting their finger on my back heart. To meet Winnie the Pooh, someone from my inner child. I love that. That's wonderful. And I will share out I will send out a replay of the meditation too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make some breakout rooms for us. So there'll be 3 or 4 people in your breakout room. Okay, it's going to just assign you automatically. I'm still reading those wonderful shares. I would like to meet a guide who is able